Good morning. It's the 23rd of May and it's Monday and I feel great today. Weekend was low key. My husband was gone. I think I had one drink all weekend and that was at the graduation party. Came home. I think I was sleeping by 8 o'clock Saturday night. Friday night I was up to 11:30. I watched Country Strong. Excellent movie if you haven't seen it. Sunday, my husband was home by noon. We just kind of napped and laid around, and I made last night for supper. I had some portobello mushrooms, so I took the core out, the stem out, and then I laid them in a cake pan. I just sliced a little bit off the bottom so they all laid flat, and then I took some pasta sauce that I had in the freezer, meat sauce, and I spoon that over all the mushrooms, and then I took some fresh mozzarella and kind of just took chunks of that and made sure each mushroom had a nice glob of that on top of it, and then I baked them probably a half hour, and that's what we had for supper. Now next time I do it, I won't use the only reason I used the meat sauce was because that's what I had frozen and I wanted to use it up, but next time I just use just regular pasta sauce without. I found one at the store. It's made by Hunt's, I think, and it's just a meat. It's not a meat sauce. It's like a mushroom spaghetti sauce, but it's no sugar. So I got that. I haven't tried it yet, but I don't add sugar to mine when we make it homemade, so I don't know. Some of them have just tons of sugar in it. So anyway, that's what I'll use next time. I won't even use the meat. And my husband was fine with it. He's like, that's the mushroom becomes your meat. And I was like, yes. So it was kind of nice. And now we got a new thing to have, and I have enough left. So not today, but tomorrow we're gonna have that with. I'm just gonna cook up some whole wheat pasta and just kind of toss it all into that. So we get 2 meals out of it. Let's see. I talked about I talked Saturday about that about writing down your goals or writing a letter to somebody or whatever. But and did I mention that show about Oprah, where she had that lady from that third world country on that just was thriving to learn. She wanted to learn, and she was beaten because of it, and her husband beat her because he'd find her trying to read, and she taught herself how to read and write from her brother's schoolwork. Her brother was allowed to go to school, but she wasn't. Anyway, she ended up coming to America because some church group or whatever went over there and talked to these women and said, what's your goal in life? And she said, I want to go to America and learn. And she said, it's achievable. Anything is achievable. It's not just going to fall in your lap, but if you want it bad enough, you'll get it. And she ended up coming to America. I'm not sure how that whole story, how she got here, but she got here and she got to school, and she is now has her doctorate. She's an MD. Amazing story. So she wants to build a school in, gosh, I can't remember the name of the country. That village. Anyway, she wants to build a school there, so she's telling Oprah this, and she's selling t-shirts to try to raise money for this school, and Oprah ends up giving her $1.5 million to start this school. I mean, it's just like, she wanted it, she believed it was achievable, and she got it. So her and Oprah are Islambe, something like that. Anyway, when she first realized that it was achievable, when that lady told her it was achievable, she wrote her goals, and I think her mother told her to do this. Write your goals down on paper, which I've talked about before. I have mine on my pantry door. Write them down, and she said to put them in a tin box or whatever, and then bury it. And you put a rock on top of it. And that's what she did. She wrote down what she wanted to do, and then you're supposed to revisit that every now and then. Don't just forget about it. You revisit it, read it, rebury it, put your rock back on it. The rock protects it, or whatever. I don't know what the whole theory behind it was, but she did it, and she would go back and read her gosh, it looked like a piece of cardboard that she wrote it on or whatever. And well, anyway, the moral of the story is she made it. I mean, she made her goals. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to find a little spot out in my garden, and I'm going to find I have a little what was I going to say? Oh, piece of shale that I'm going to put on top of it, and I'm going to kind of bury it and see what happens. And then I'll revisit it. I'm trying to get my grandsons to do it with me, and we can all bury our little box. And then through them, you know, their goals right now are different than what they're probably going to be growing up. But it would be fun to revisit it, and as they get older, and then they could see, oh, did what I wanted then, did I achieve? You know, and of course my littlest grandson, who's 9, said, you know, I said, Brady, what are your goals, or what do you want to do? He goes, or what would you want in life? And well, I'm really addicted to Legos. So I was like, well, let's try to think of something that's more like something you want to do with yourself instead of toys, you know. So, but that's where a 9-year-old's head's at. You know, I want Legos. That's what I want. So anyway, I think it'll be fun to do that with them. And also, we go up to up north every year on vacation, so I thought maybe that would be a fun place to bury them up there, because then every year we go back, we can dig it up and look and see what we wrote. I mean, we'll probably remember year to year, but just to redo your thoughts, you know. And if you know, and then at that time too, the boys, or Brady especially, the youngest one, could, you know, put a Lego in his box or something, and it would remind him that that's what was important to him at 9, you know. And then as the years go on, you know, a little treasure box. But I'm going to work on that. So yeah, weekend, I don't think I blew anything. I went to the grad party, and I had some shredded pork, and I didn't have the bun, and I had some beans, and I had one drink, and that was it. I made an omelet for breakfast. I did good the whole time my husband was gone. It was so nice not having to worry about when to eat, what to cook. Oh my God, I didn't realize how much I hate that, and I'm starting to resent it. And the minute he walked in, I swear he wasn't in the door 5 minutes, and he said, and this was at noon, "What's for supper? What's for dinner?" I just instantly, my blood pressure went up. I was like, are you kidding? Oh, why do we have to worry about that right now at noon? I had already had it figured out that we were doing the stuffed mushrooms, but because I pre-planned, so it's just like, and usually I pre-plan, so just have faith that I know what we're having for supper. You don't always have to ask me. Well, and then later he sat down and he's like, well, what time? It was like 2 o'clock. Well, what time do you want to eat? And I'm like, why do I have to figure that out now at 2 o'clock? And then he starts yelling, well, because, you know, if I'm going to be the one cooking it, I got to know, you know, the time and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're not cooking tonight. I'm cooking tonight. I told you that I was cooking tonight. So don't worry about what time we eat. Oh, it just drives me nuts. And there was a few things. So I went from saving his message. Did I tell you that I saved his phone message in case something would happen? He never made it back because I missed his call, so I had a message. And I thought, well, I was going to delete it, and then I thought, gosh, what if something would really happen and he never made it home? That's the last time I'd hear his voice. Kind of sick, but that's what I thought. So I saved it. And when he wasn't home a half hour, I was deleting that message. Okay, my God, you're back. Toilet seat's up. Oh, and then he says, I said, you know, the one thing I never realized that I didn't like, but I liked when you were gone, is the toilet seat being down all the time. I never had to, in the middle of the night, go and put the seat down. Well, I never go to the bathroom up here in the upstairs bathroom. I said, what? Are you kidding? Oh, I bet 6 times in a whole year I've used that bathroom. I said, well, who's putting the toilet seat up then? Well, it's not him, of course. Anyway, another story. But so twice last night I had to put the seat down, and he still denies that it was him. He says, maybe you're doing it subconsciously. Like, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh, welcome back. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.